Concessions have been a part of governance for as long as we know. However, the thought of it does not go down with some certain clout of people who believe that they are the ones who suffer the ills of government's decision in embracing concession. At a recent interview with CEOAFRICA, Comrade Samuel Wuyep, the chapter chairman of the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association ATSSSAN Abuja, made it clearly known that the public will also bear the brunt of the federal government's decision on concession of the 4 major airports in Nigeria, namely the Murtala Mohammed International Airport Ikeja, the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja, the Mallam Aminu Kano Airport in Kano, and the Port Harcourt International Airport in Port Harcourt.
It will affect everybody, because anybody who comes in as a private individual who wants to acquire this type of business, the person will come with his business plans, and the business plan already we all know that the business plan is to make money, and then by making money, even if it will be at the detriment of citizens, he will want to make his money. Now, the 2 major revenue areas we have in the airport, that's the aeronautic revenue and non-aeronautic revenue, will definitely increase, and by so doing, the airfare itself will increase.
The staff of the Federal Airport Authority FAN are embarking on a peaceful protest nationwide come Monday, 31st August 2020, to air their views on the planned concession, as over 8,000 staff might lose their job, which might also result to the abandoning of the remaining 18 airports by the private investors who are built to take over these 4 airports, as these 18 rely on the 4 major airports for survival.
Planning to put them off the system, what do you think should be that particular yardstick? What yardstick are you using to bring them out, to bring them in and bring them out again? So we are not comfortable with that. Now, if a staff, every year, definitely there must be retirement, either by age or by years of service. So now, if these staff are going, like the ones that are going to retire from next year, where do you think they will go and collect their money? Their money is not adequately contributed to the pension administrators. You can't go in there without contributing anything and tell them to give you money. We are now forced to go back there. And meanwhile, we don't know what has been, happening to the monies that was meant to be given out to those pension administrators. So this huge pension liability, you can imagine if a worker is asked to go today, where is he going to? The airport authority is not going to pay you, because already the conditions that is making you to leave did not make is not favorable for you for that. So you just have to live like that. You go to a PENCOM administrator, he will tell you what the authority has not been contributing. So what will you do? And we can't fight from outside. That's the problem. Once if you leave, you leave. That is why, as it is, we will still remain resolute that until these particular issues are addressed. So these are some of the questions that need to be asked, and we want the world to look into this so that anything to do with the concession should be averted.
Comrade Wuyep states that the conditions for concession, as seen in the document, does not protect their interests, as he advises the government to enhance the capacity development of the airport in a bid to boost its effectiveness rather than yield to concession. He explains that there are no grounds for the government to yield to the concession of the airports, as reports have shown that the airports can financially sustain itself and others that rely on them for survival.
Please, we are appealing to government, the Federal Republic of government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that it should look, that the government should look into this and put a stop or put it to a halt. Bring out other innovations so that we move forward.
He made it clear that government has its obligations towards the airport staff, as these obligations must be met if indeed the government decides not to renege on its decision of its planned concession of the airports. The recent outcry by the staff of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria (FAN) against the planned concession of the 4 major airports out of the 22 airports in Nigeria is not out of place. This is based on the failed history of concessions suffered by the teeming populace of employees and the general public when such is embarked upon. Ramatu Ibrahim for CEO Africa News.